Hello everybody, welcome to our special video for today where we are interviewing Sister Teresa Mary from the community of the Sisters of the Church. I'm going to start by asking her to introduce herself. So on my questions it says, who are you and what do you do in Bristol?
Right, well, as you say, I'm Sister Teresa Mary, and my role here is Sister in Charge. And so I oversee the running of the Loaves and Fishes project, as well as running their house, which, as there are sisters living here, is also a convent. So that's who I am, and we are based in the St. Paul's area, and we have been here for 30 years.
Yeah, when I used to come and help, it was when I was pregnant with my daughter who's 20, was 20 this week, so that's certainly a long time.
It's a long time.
So why do you think people need food parcels?
I think people need food parcels because the benefit system, and I don't want to criticise the government, so I'm not doing that, but the benefit system works great in theory, but for many people, they just can't manage the money they do have. And so they find themselves short, or simply if something goes wrong, like they have to renew their cooker or their washing machine, they don't have the resources or the savings to do that, so they end up getting a loan or just getting into debt, and so again they're short of money. So it's very simple, and other people just don't have any income because they're homeless.
Yeah, so one of the group of people we're making the video for today is Cologne Church of England Primary School, and their theme at the moment is compassion. So why do you think Jesus wants us to show compassion to people?
I think showing compassion to people is the best way to demonstrate our love. And Jesus is all about love, and he's about love without judging. So he's not about, are you worthy of my love? Do you believe in me? Because I'll only love you if you do. It's about loving of everyone, whatever their circumstances. And Jesus talks about to his disciples saying that, you love one another, and that way people will know that you love me.
Interesting. We've been doing some stories, and this story that's gone this week is about Jesus showing compassion for Lazarus and his family. So yeah, lots of examples of Jesus showing compassion.
Yeah.
So how do you think your project and the wider church community show compassion to people?
I think the biggest way is that we just don't judge. Unfortunately, many food banks, because they are connected with officials like the government, have to have referrals. So you can only get help if you're referred. The key difference with us is that anyone can come. They are not asked, do you need it? They are not asked, why do you need it? They are just given help. There's just no judging. And that's so important to us.
I remember all those years ago, 20 years ago, I worked out the cost of a food parcel then was £2.57. And I
Yeah.
reckoned that anyone who was prepared to queue up for a £2.57 food parcel needed something, even if they didn't need the food.
Yes. That they do, and there are people that you wonder in your head, you sort of think, and you've got like this bubble of questions saying, really, do you need this? And then you think, as you said, they need something. So maybe it's just that human contact. Maybe it's that non-judgmentalness that they receive from us. Maybe it's that smile, the hello, the always ready to chat with you. So, and if that's what they need, then we can give that.
So what were the best and worst things about the lockdown period for you and the people that you work with?
Oh, well, the best thing was the fact we were shut. and we didn't have to work, and we could get up a little bit later. I've been a nun for a long time and I've never got used to the mornings. So that was the best bit. And we also managed to get really lots of sorting done in the house. We collected almost a room full of stuff for charity shops, which as soon as they were open, we were able to give that stuff away. I was very aware that the people who we normally serve were going to be finding it difficult. So we didn't actually stay shut that long, only a few weeks, and then we managed to reopen. And we reopened with a very small group of volunteers that were of the younger age, so there was less risk. We also worked from outside. We didn't have anyone even coming into the yard. So the worst thing I think for our volunteers, as we've been able to have more come now, is that they felt so useless. They had no purpose. That was the hard thing for our volunteers. And those that come to us just missed out on the unconditional love.
Did you manage to get the Easter eggs distributed?
We did. We got all our Easter eggs before we shut mid-March, and then when we reopened in May, we were giving Easter eggs to anyone and everyone, and I think it took us about 4 weeks. We had so many Easter eggs. It was wonderful, because who doesn't need chocolate when you're down and a bit lonely and, miserable? And
Well,
so it was wonderful giving
there's a
away all the Easter eggs.
very theological thing about Easter going on for a long time, and that
Yeah,
extended it.
it did. It went on, well beyond even Eastertide. So, and as Christians, we are Easter people. So Easter for us is actually every day. We don't have to just wait until Sunday or even Easter Day itself. We can celebrate Easter every day. So we did for several weeks.
What are the practical things that you need to do differently to make your work safe at the moment?
Well, the practical things, I mentioned it a few minutes ago, is that we work outside. So we've got a couple of gazebos that protect us from rain, which we haven't had to use much, I have to be fair. God has been very kind with weather. And so we don't have anyone coming into the yard. So we don't have any people hanging around. So we're very quick. That you get your food parcel and you move on. Although when it's a bit quieter, people do stand and chat across the wall, which is good, because we like that contact. We have lots of PPE, so the personal protection equipment. I've also been making masks. So this is one of my masks that I've been making, and I've just lost my earpiece, so I can't hear anything at the moment. Hang on, there you go. And for those that want to have a closer look, you'll see there's lots of little elephants on it, because I'm loopy when it comes to elephants. So so we've got gloves, masks, aprons, lots of sanitizer. We're working outside, so that also reduces the risk. And we have been very strict on who we can give lunch to. Our volunteers, usually anyone of the volunteers that wants to have lunch can have it, and we've had to say, well, actually we can't do that. And we've just, because of the increase of numbers, we're having to reduce our hours again. So although the last couple of weeks we've worked in the afternoon as well, we're going back to mornings only, which means we won't have anyone in the house at lunchtime. We'll box up packed lunches so that our daily volunteers, who are all on benefits, can still have a hot meal when they get home. They can just pop it in the microwave.
Oh, that's really good. And there is a video about Rosie making a pasty on the Facebook page.
Oh, there is a video, yes, and there's a video of a couple of our volunteers showing you what's in a food bag, or what was in a food bag that week that it was done, because our extras vary from day to day even.
And so the next question is, how do you think we could be more compassionate during these present difficult times?
I think the word patience comes to mind. I'm very aware of how irritated we all get. It's a bit like the I can't think of the word now, but when you get sort of aggressive drivers,
Mm.
road rage, isn't it? That's it. And you kind of very quickly sort of go, "Arr!" when someone does something wrong in the car. And I think that because of the COVID situation, we're actually doing that when we're walking around in the streets. And there's sometimes some really nasty feelings that are going on. And there's a lot of judging because some people can't wear a face mask, and it might not be just because they are have breathing issues, in which case a face mask can make it
Mm.
difficult for them to breathe, but there might be some psychological problems where someone has a real fear of something covering their mouth. They might have had a bad experience in their past, and so I think there's a sense that we need to remember to be patient and not judge other people.
Mm.
Um, that doesn't mean we can't gently say, "Have you got a mask?" But don't be quick to get angry because we don't know that other person's story.
Mm. Yeah. And so the last question for today is, if there is one thing you would like us to remember about God at the moment, what would it be?
Well, this is where I did my Blue Peter. So I've got something, here's something I prepared earlier. And this is from a book which I use as my second Bible, to be honest. It's called No Empty Phrases. And there's lots of short stories and poems. And this is a prayer that I would like to share with everyone watching or listening. And it's titled, Be With Me. Be with me, I whispered as the sun began to rise. I am here, he answered. I am by your side. Be with me, I whispered, when I have your work to do. I am here, he answered. I am here with you. Be with me, I whispered, for I sometimes feel alone. I am here, he answered. You are never on your own. Be with me, I whispered, when I have a load to bear. I am here, he answered. I am always there. Be with me, I whispered, when I feel I have to grieve. I am here, he answered. I will never leave. Be with me, I whispered. May we never part. I am here, he answered. I am dwelling in your heart.
Mhm. That's a lovely thought for us to end the interview with today. So thank you ever so much for joining us today, Sister Teresa. It's lovely to see you again.
Well, thank you.
Maybe in another time you'll be able to come and visit us again, maybe with Rosie as well. It'd be lovely to see you all sometime.
That would be wonderful. So as soon as, things are a bit
Thanks.
more normal,
Yes.
just let me know. I'd be delighted to see everyone again.
Okay. Bye.